Here it is, boys and girls, a crustless pumpkin pie, sweetened with Splenda. I made this pie for my wife. Simple ingredients, easy to make. Here's some family photos, always fun. Family outings. I've colorized these with AI.
Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. Today, crustless pumpkin pie for my wife. She's an insulin-dependent diabetic. I'm going to try to make this. I really don't even have a recipe, but I know from making pies for all my life and making custards, like egg custards and stuff, I got the basics down. So we're going to try it in a crustless pumpkin pie. I believe it'll turn out, but we'll see at the end. So let's get started. Here I got 3 eggs. And these were left out on the counter for about an hour until they come to room temperature. Makes them a lot easier to mix up. Gonna put about maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I use pink salt. Get it mixed up. I've got my oven set on 350 degrees. Here's 14 ounces of pumpkin puree. I think that's how it's said, or puree. Just pumpkin, how's that? Not pumpkin pie filling, that's too sweet. I have a friend that uses it to make fried pies, but I've never tried to make a pumpkin pie out of it, so I think it would just be too sweet. So we've got 3 eggs, just a dash of salt to offset the sweetness. I've got Splenda. There's 1 cup going down. It's a pretty easy recipe and pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this up. Most of the pumpkin pie recipes I've ever made all my life were made with canned milk, like Carnation. Last couple of years I've made them with sweetened condensed milk. But today we're going to use whole milk. Let me get my pumpkin pie spice here. How much we're going to need here? Pumpkin pie spice. We're going to need about a tablespoon. That's good enough right there. Good enough for the girls I go with. It already has pumpkin flavor in it because it's pumpkin puree. You could probably bake this like this, but it'd probably be rock hard. You need it a little bit more liquid than this. So I've got whole milk. It's at room temperature. I just used about a 1/2 cup right there. I believe that's just going to be perfect. It looks like my other batter or my other fillings when I make my regular pumpkin pie. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to taste it. It's plenty sweet enough. Plenty. All right, I've got this pan sprayed with Baker's Joy. No crust. Trying to fix something that she can enjoy, that doesn't spike her blood sugar so much. Y'all keep your fingers crossed that this works. Like I said, I don't have a recipe. I'm just going off the seat of my britches. All right. going to take a little bit of this pumpkin pie spice. And sprinkle it on top. I've got the oven set at 350. So let's get this party started. I'm going to bake it for, I don't really know how long. I'm gonna check it at 30 minutes. Set a timer for 30 and then check it and see what it looks like at that point. Back with you in about 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. I pulled it out. Let's check. It's set on the edge. Let's see if it jiggles. It doesn't jiggle. Let me check the center. It's still a little soft in the center, but it's set on the edges. Maybe 10 more minutes at 350. I'll bring you back in 10. Back with you. I set it for 10 more minutes. I checked it. It's set. Let me show you what it looks like. We're going to check it one more time. Warm, but no jiggle in the center. You can see it's firm here on the edge. It's firm in the center. A little soft in the center, but that's going to set with time. Always check it with a toothpick, a knife. Just run it in and see if it comes out clean. It's clean, even in the, so let's check the center. Even in the center. You don't have to worry about going through the crust. You want to know why this is a multi-tool? Because I cut my bacon off with it in the morning. I chop vegetables with it. I'm fixing to cut a piece of pie. It makes it an old dude multi-tool. Get it over here so I can get my plate up here. Looks like it's going to come out no problem. How's that? It's pretty thin. I told you I didn't have a recipe. So it looks like it's baked perfect. I could have doubled it, doubled the amount of pumpkin, so put 2 cans. One more Splenda, more puree. Would have taken probably 4 eggs. But it looks pretty and it looks perfectly set. Let's try this. Cuts like butter. Let's get about. Boy, you wouldn't even know it was made with Splenda. There's no aftertaste. That pumpkin probably takes care of that. Because I've grown up on Splenda, and I remember my grandparents using the little tablets. I forget what they call those. Maybe somebody remembered and put it in there. Sugar substitute back in the 60s. I forget what they call that. Having a mind blank here. Anyway, you put that in tea and stir it around. But this is good. Oh, it's really good. I mean, it is pumpkin pie. It's just doesn't have all the sweetener added to it. And I had somebody ask the other day, you see how I eat, I grab that fork like a caveman style. I'll tell you why. That's really good. And then burn it. Try this recipe. You'll like it. Now, why do I grab my fork and eat it like this? I mean, I could eat it like that, I guess. I've never done that. I try to do it like this. Before I had, actually right after I went into heart failure about 4 years ago, I can't remember exactly how long, but 4 years ago, I was working in my front yard, and there was a little stub sticking up in my flower bed, about that far, and it was kind of under the mulch, where an old plant was at. It's a root sticking up there. My grandson was over here. He was taking some stuff home with him, some steel to do some welding. And I was taking him some water out there, and I got to the corner of my house. My pickup was parked there, so I had to kind of cut through my flower bed. There were just some plants in it, little shrubs. I was going to cut across there, and when I did, I caught my foot on that stub. And of course, I put my arm out, and when I did, this elbow right here, somewhere right in here, hit the corner of my brick house. Of course, I hit the ground. I've had lots of broken bones in my life. I knew it was broke. The bad part about it, when I hit it, I rolled into the back of my pickup. And I couldn't get my hand down to raise myself up to get out from under the truck even. So I started calling, Cody, hey Cody. He finally come around there, and he said, Papa, what you doing under the truck? I said, buddy, I think I broke my arm, I explained. He said, oh no. I said, and I can't get under there. I can't get out from under it. And it was my arm. Nobody could grab it to help pull me out from under it. So I said, go tell Cindy. So he goes in and comes back. She said, what are you going to do? And I said, I can't do it. I can't push myself under it. You're going to have to call the ambulance. I said, but tell them to don't put the sirens on. I know a lot of the firemen here in Louisville. I said, tell them I just broke my arm. I'm okay. I just need some help to get up. So sure enough, about 2 minutes later, here they come. They didn't have their sirens going. They were kind of quiet, and they got here and said, well, what's going on? I told them. They said, can you get up and move it on? I said, no. I said, if I could, I'd already be out from under here. I was still laying under the back of my pickup. I could push just a little bit, but it just the way my arm was up. So they said, no problem. So they got a backboard and slipped it under me. Two of the firemen, they rolled me and got me on the backboard, and then they pulled me out with the backboard. He said, can you stand up at this point? I said, yeah, if you can help me. So one of the firemen grabbed my hand and stood myself up, and we went to the ambulance, and he said, we're going to put an IV in. He said, is it hurting? I said, no, it's not hurting. He said, well, it will. You're probably just in shock. He said, but it's definitely broken. I said, oh, yeah. I told my grandson and my wife, it's broken. My arm is broke bad. It was just, from this point, it was just wobbly. So they gave me something for that and took it to emergency room. Of course, my wife and my grandson followed, and they did some x-rays on it and come in and said, well, Mr. Warnock, you're going to have to see a specialist. Your arm is broken so bad, it's not just cracked and broke. There's a chunk missing out of it and broke. So I had to go see a specialist. He said, well, we're going to write you some pain medication. And they wrapped it up and put a splint on it. I said, all right. And I said, that's about an hour ago, but I'm not in any really pain. I don't feel loopy from the medication. He said, no, it's probably worn off by now, but sooner or later this afternoon, this evening, that arm is going to hurt. I said, all right. So he said, well, here's a, to go get some pills, pain pills. I forget what it was. And so we got out to my pickup, and my grandson said, you want me to drive? And I said, no, I drive. It's automatic. So I had my arm in a sling and had it all kind of a soft cast on it so they could take it off. And anyway, bottom line is, that's really when I found out I was really having heart trouble. They had to give me some medication to make my heart strong enough to do this surgery, which they were going to do on my elbow. They did surgery on it. It's 4.5 hours long on that elbow, if you can believe it or not. But I come out, I never took my pain medication. I don't like that stuff. It's mind over matter. If you got to have it, you got to have it. But that's something I don't do. So, but ever since, I can't rotate this. That's as far as I can get it up there. But if I do it like this, it's a different position, and I can get it in my mouth. So, and I'm right-handed, go figure. So I just eat heathen style. So anyway, if you see me eating like a heathen, shoveling it in, you'll understand. I'm just doing the best I can. I'm an old dude I'm heading on to my 73rd year of life. Lots of bumps and bruises in between, but I'm still going. So that's the reason I eat like a heathen. By the way, I do appreciate all your people that follow my channel. It means a lot to the old dude. I mean, I was down and out 2 years ago, and to come back, and I know I've got all these friends all over the world that watch my videos and send me really nice comments about it. That it makes an old dude feel good. Makes like, okay, I can do this. And you know, it's words of encouragement I get from my subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Leave me a message. What part of the country you're in? Leave me a comment. Have you ever made a pie like this? You ever had a pumpkin pie made with Splenda? It's really good, and it's rich. There was no canned milk. There was no evaporated milk. There was no sweetened condensed milk. It was just regular old vitamin D cow milk, not no tree milk, cow milk. So I appreciate y'all being here.